Hello everyone, I'm here at TruckFest to meet a really big machine, a monster truck. Whoa, look at the size of the wheels on that thing. One of my best friends is a monster truck and he'd really like to meet Big Red over here. Come along Max, come and say hello to Big Red. Who do you think is bigger, Max or Big Red? Big Red's only built for taking passengers on a ride on his back. Look how much fun that looks. But I'm here to meet a stunt monster truck. A monster truck that crushes and jumps cars. This is Swamp Thing, a huge monster truck that weighs as much as 2 elephants. Swamp Thing is 14 feet tall. That's almost as tall as a giraffe. Let's take a look at Swamp Thing in action. Three, 2, 1, go! Wow, just look at those cars getting crushed. The monster truck is so heavy that when it lands on the cars, they are squashed as flat as a pancake. Swamp Thing is a really amazing monster machine. I wonder what it's like to drive a monster truck. This is Swamp Thing's driver, Tony. He's using his tools to perform a safety check on Swamp Thing. He's checking that all the nuts and bolts are tight so that a wheel doesn't fall off in the middle of a show. Tony, what's it like to drive a monster truck?
To drive a monster truck, for me, it's the best job in the world. I saw it on TV when I was about 8 years old and I never thought I'd be doing it for a living. The feel you get in there, it's so noisy, so bumpy, but the adrenaline keeps you going.
How do you get in Swamp Thing?
Most people think you climb on the tyres, but I'll show you how you get in. It's fairly simple. Just walk around the side of it. Doors don't open. What you got is a climbing frame, and literally you just climb up on the inside. And then you're straight in the seat. Okay, how do you drive a monster truck? Literally, we've got one pedal for go and one pedal for stop. That's the starting and stopping. Now we've got to work out how to steer it. Front wheels is just like a car, turns in a steering wheel. Unlike a normal car, we've got back steering, so this turns on a joystick, left and right on the back. So who's ready to crush some cars?
Tony built this monster truck himself, using lots of different parts, from lorries and diggers. He knows it inside out. When Tony takes Swamp Thing around the country, he can't take it on the roads. So the monster machine has to travel in Tony's massive lorry. Swamp Thing has many of the things that a normal car would have, only they're much, much bigger. There's the wheels, the engine, the exhaust, the suspension, which gives Tony a softer landing, the brakes, the chassis, and the cabin. All of these things are designed so that Swamp Thing can jump like this. Well, it's time to say goodbye to Tony and Swamp Thing now. Thanks very much for joining us to learn about this amazing machine. See you again soon. Bye! Hello everyone. The sun is shining and I fancy a treat. Luckily, I'm spending the day with a very special ice cream van. This is Mr. T, and he drives his ice cream van all over the place to serve lucky people delicious ice cream. But it's not an ice cream van without music.
So Gecko, when we're nearly there where we need to go, this is what we do to put the music on to let everybody know that we are nearly here.
When Mr. T arrives, he can move into the back of the van and serve beautiful ice cream straight away.
Hi Gecko!
Hello, Mr. T.
So welcome to my van, Gecko, and this is all the lovely treats that we put on the ice creams. Got lots of different sweets. Look at these lovely snakes.
From the back of this wonderful van, Mr. T can create some amazing things. Slushies, hot waffles, and of course, ice creams.
So what I'm going to do now is show you how we make our magic ice cream. Get out a gallon of famous ice cream, take the top off, and then we pour it into the hopper.
Ice cream is made from milk, cream, eggs, and sugar. Mr. T's special ice cream machine is like a super fast freezer, and the liquids poured into the machine are frozen in just 1 minute. When things are frozen, they become harder and colder than they were before. Mr. T is more than just an ordinary ice cream man. He's always thinking of new ice cream ideas. So as well as making ice cream cones, he makes ice cream trays for people to share, with lots of sweeties, sauces, and treats on top.
There's nothing that puts a smile on people's faces like a lovely ice cream from Mr. T.
Everyone loves ice cream vans. Grown-ups, children, and even pirates love ice cream. Wow, this all looks delicious.
£2 then, please.
Ice cream and sweeties are a treat. So remember, don't ask your mummy or daddy to have them every day. What's your favourite flavour ice cream, Mr. T?
And my favourite ice cream is the Bubblicious bubblegum tray with lots of pink and blue bottles and of course the lovely Hubba Bubba Bubblies.
Mr. T served lots of happy customers today. But is there one person who hasn't had an ice cream yet, Mr. T?
So here we are then, Gecko. This one's just for you. A new creation, Gecko's Gooey Green Ice Cream.
Ah, thank you, Mr. T.
So what do you think about that then, Gecko? Did you enjoy them ice creams?
It was absolutely delicious, thank you.
Here's 2 for your friends, the Mechanicals. Bye, guys.
Thank you very much to the legend that is Mr. T for showing us his amazing ice cream van today. We'll see you again soon for more Gecko's Real Vehicles. Bye! Hello everyone! I'm meeting up with my old friend Mr. T and his amazing ice cream truck today. I've asked for his help to organise a surprise for one of my friends. Here he comes now.
Hi, Gecko.
Hello, Mr. T. Thanks for coming.
So what's the plan?
Well, I think it's about time that my friend Vicky the ice cream van had a treat of her own. She's always so busy serving yummy ice cream treats to other people that I thought it was about time someone made a treat for her.
What a lovely idea, Gecko. Let's make Vicky the biggest, best ice cream ever. Hop in. So, Gecko, we've got lots of amazing ice cream in my machine at the back. But to make it really special, I think we need to find some treats to put on top.
Great idea, Mr. T. Sounds like we've got ourselves a treasure hunt. Hey, look, Mr. T. What's that over there? I think I see a treat box. Open it, Mr. T. Let's see what's inside.
It's 2 giant bags of sweets. These are going to add lots of colour to Vicky's ice cream treat, and they'll be nice and chewy too.
Amazing! Let's see what else we can find.
Look, Gecko, there's another treat box here.
Send it down the slide, Mr. T.
I wonder what it is.
Hooray! It's a big box of waffles. Should we get back in the van and find some more treat boxes?
So, Gecko, it's time to put some music on.
Let's see if my old friends at the RNLI have seen anything. Oh, hi, Andy. You haven't seen any treat boxes round here, have you?
As a matter of fact, I have. Have a look on deck.
Hey, Gecko, I found one. Let's see what's inside. It's a huge bottle of my favourite sauce.
Good job, Mr. T. I wonder if there's any treasure round that pirate ship over there. Let's take a look in the treasure chest.
We've found treasure. It's another treat box. Wow, it's a bag of giant marshmallows.
Wow, Vicky will love them. Hey, look, we're just passing Claremont Farm. Let's pop in and see if Farmer Andy has seen any treat boxes.
Hey Gecko, good to see you again. You looking for a treat box?
Yes, we are.
Go and have a look at my tractor.
We found another treat box. It's a giant chocolate bar.
Wow, that's the biggest chocolate bar I've ever seen.
I think that should be enough treats to make Vicky the most amazing ice cream creation. Let's go make it.
To make the perfect ice cream creation for Vicky, we need the perfect ice cream cone. And I've got just the thing.
That is brilliant. Let's get cracking. And now I think there should be something healthy in there as well. Remember them strawberries that we got from Claremont Farm? And finally, some chocolates.
Hurry, Mr. T. I think she's on her way. Hello, Vicky. Lovely to see you. Me and my friend Mr. T have a big surprise for you. I decided that it's about time someone made a treat just for you, after all of the amazing treats you always give to other people.
So we decided to make you Vicky's treasured treat, served in the perfect ice cream cone. Here you go, Vicky, just to say thank you. Did you see how happy that ice cream surprise made her, Gecko?
I've never seen her so happy. That's given me an idea. Maybe we should go and give some treats to more people who deserve them.
So who's ready for some free ice creams, guys?
Now let's serve the amazing crew of the RNLI lifeboat.
Hello guys, how do you do? You alright? Well guys, you lot deserve a free ice cream, so there you go.
There's plenty of yummy ice cream for the amazing volunteers who work in charity shops. They raise money for good causes.
There we are, Paula. Thank you very much for being such a lovely person to the community. You enjoy that, my love, and there's one there for your colleague as well, yeah? Okay then.
Oh, thank you so
No problem
much.
at all. Enjoy.
Farmer Andy works really hard down on the farm. It's time he had a break and some yummy ice cream, all topped off with his special strawberries.
Nothing puts a smile on people's faces quite like an ice cream, Gecko.
I've loved spreading a bit of joy to Vicky and all of these amazing people. Thanks to Mr. T for making all of his wonderful creations. Have a think if you could do something special to put a smile on someone's face today. I think you can really brighten up somebody's day. I'll see you again soon. Bye! Helicopters are used all over the world for transporting passengers, but the most important use for them is rescuing people from areas that are difficult to get to by land. I'm here at Her Majesty's Coast Guard base in North Wales to meet an amazing rescue helicopter and her crew. The helicopter behind me is used to rescue people in need from the sea or from the mountains. If someone hurts themselves on top of a mountain, it's impossible to get an ambulance up there, so the Coast Guard's called. A rescue can come any time of day or the middle of the night, and it sounds as if the crew have a rescue call coming in now. They all spring to action at once. First, they look at a map of the area to check for any dangers and work out the best route. Just look at this amazing tractor pulling the helicopter out of the hangar. Now it's time for the crew to put their special safety gear on. Everything has a purpose. This life-saving jacket will inflate so that the crew member floats in water, and it even has its own air supply, just in case they find themselves underwater and need to breathe fresh air. Then it's out to the helicopter to fly. On board are pilot Mike, Captain Kate, John the winch operator, and Tomo the winch man. It's Tomo's job to get lowered out of the helicopter to rescue someone on the ground. After a few safety checks, it's time for takeoff. This whole process, from call to flight, takes the crew under 15 minutes. Engine start. Look at how fast those rotors can turn. The rotors chop through the air and make everything around them very windy. Whoa! I can hardly stay on my feet. Red mechanical! Let's use your super slow motion camera to see just how many times those rotors are turning. I love using Gecko Super Slow-Mo, mainly because it just looks cool. But look, a helicopter's rotor blades can spin 10 times per second. Oh dear, are you okay, Red Mechanical? As the rotors spin faster, the helicopter lifts off the ground and flies into the air. Captain Kate controls the helicopter by pointing the rotor blades in the direction she wants the helicopter to fly. Today the crew are practicing their winching skills, using a dummy instead of a real person. The pilots skillfully hover over the area just above where the dummy is. Tomo clips himself to the winch, and John carefully lowers him down. Tomo would then check how poorly the person on the ground is, before winching both of them back up to the helicopter safely. Nicely done, team! Back at base, the engineers are always on hand to make sure the helicopters are in the best working order and ready to fly. Safety is the most important thing, and these engineers are the best in the business. It's a real team effort keeping these amazing helicopters flying and rescuing people in need. This is Tom and Kev. Tom's a pilot and Kev is a winch operator. They're going to give us a quick tour inside the helicopter.
Welcome everyone to the S92 Search and Rescue Helicopter. First and foremost, very importantly, we've got two large winches here. And these winches have got two strops, and the idea of this is we can lower these down to people in the water or on a mountain and pick them up and take them to safety. So let's look inside now in the aircraft itself. And as you can see, as you come into this helicopter, it's a large space. Here we've got a camera which we use when we're searching for people. This can pick up people on the water, on the mountainside. So when we've picked up our patient, which we've taken off the hoist, We bring them into the aircraft itself, and we can put them onto our stretcher. And they may well be in the stretcher, but this is a lovely area for us to work on them and make them feel comfortable in the aircraft, and we can give them medical treatment if they require it. Once we get to the hospital, we need to get our patient out of the aircraft safely, and the best way we can do that is we lead them and lift them off here, down through the ramp itself, off the aircraft, into the hospital where they can be looked after.
Okay, this is the cockpit of the helicopter. There are two pilots. One sits here in this chair and the other one sits on the other side. These are the controls to fly the helicopter. This one moves the helicopter forwards and backwards, and this one moves it up and down, and then there's two pedals down on the floor as well, and that keeps the helicopter straight. We've got two engines and they're controlled on these screens, and then we've got a map in the middle to see where we're going.
Thanks very much to the amazing team here at the Coast Guard base. Hello everyone. I love steam trains, so today is my lucky day. I'm in North Wales to go on a ride through the Snowdonia Mountains and learn all about these amazing machines. Woohoo! This train is just leaving the station now. Look at all that steam coming out. It's no wonder they're called steam trains. Many years ago, these trains were used to transport slate from up high in the mountains. But now they're just used to take lucky passengers on amazing train rides. Come on, let's get on board. These old-fashioned carriages are very comfy, and you can even get yummy hot chocolate served straight to your seats. This train is the best. Just look at the amazing views out of the windows as we steam our way through the Snowdonia Mountains. Wow, it's beautiful here. We're all very clean and comfortable in here, but I wonder what it's like for the driver in the cabin up front. The part of the train that does all of the hard work is called the locomotive, and it's up to the driver and the fireman to keep the locomotive running and pulling all of those carriages and passengers. Steam trains run on coal, and the fireman has to shovel lots of it into the firebox to keep the engine running. This is Ian, and he's the driver of this locomotive. Ian, please can you tell us how coal makes the train go?
So this is the coal we burn on our steam engine. Put it in the fire there. We burn it, and that creates lots and lots of heat. And that heat we use to boil this water. It's just like boiling your kettle at home. It makes the steam come out the top, but we capture that steam and we send it to the front of this steam loco, and that makes us go.
To make sure there's enough coal for the journey ahead, the crew have to load up the train's coal from the coal store at the station. This is hard, tiring and dirty work. All of the crew that work on the train are volunteers too, which means they don't get paid. They do it because they love the trains. This is Claire, and she's the fireman. It's her job to load the coal into the firebox and keep that fire roaring.
And what I'm doing now is I'm making my fire bigger because we're pulling a very big train today, so it needs a nice big very hot fire to be able to do that. I love steam trains because I just find them magical.
As well as loading the coal into the train, it's just as important to make sure the train has plenty of water in the tank, because this is what gets turned into steam, which pushes the train forwards. The crew are topping up this train's tank with water now. Wow, this one's thirsty. Ian, how do you drive a steam train?
We drive a steam train by making it go faster like that, and then this is the brake, and this is what we use to stop ourselves. So this lever here makes us go either forwards or backwards. And that is how you drive a steam train.
Let's take a look at the different parts of a steam train. Here's the cab. This is where the driver and fireman drive the train and load the fire. Inside here is the firebox, which is really, really hot. Above the firebox sits the boiler, where the water is stored. Because this is right above the fire, the water boils and turns into steam. The steam is then forced down through a pipe and pushes something called a piston, which then drives the wheels forwards or backwards. This is the chimney, which is where the smoke from the firebox can escape. And most importantly, this is the whistle.
The whistle works when I pull this handle. And that means that steam is going up to the whistle and making the sound.
Ian's connecting a carriage to the locomotive. This is called coupling. Because these trains are very old, they take a lot of looking after, which is why the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway have their own special garage with an amazing team of engineers, mechanics, joiners, and painters. This place is a hive of activity. In here, they're building a brand new carriage from scratch. And in here, this is where the beautiful details on the outside of the carriage are painted on by hand. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye to these beautiful trains. Thanks very much to all the team at the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway for teaching us all about steam trains. See you again soon. Bye! Hello everyone! I'm spending the day with a real Stobart energy lorry. But look! Something's missing. Do you know what it is? Yes, that's it. We're missing the big trailer from the back. Let's hook it on. This is Andy, and he's the driver of this lorry. Andy starts the engine by turning this key. He puts the lorry in reverse gear and carefully backs towards the trailer. Back a bit, Andy. Little bit more. There. Andy now has to do a few things to fully connect the trailer. He has to connect the hydraulic pipes and electrical lines. This means everything on the trailer can now be controlled from the cab. Andy then winds the trailer legs up. He turns off the trailer brake and fits the number plate onto the back. It's then back into the cab to test that everything's all attached. Brilliant! That looks a lot more like a lorry now. Andy, what's the best thing about driving a lorry?
I really love life on the open road. You get to see a lot of interesting places around the country. Would you like to see my truck?
Yes, please. The front part of the lorry is called the cab, and this is where the driver sits.
So Gecko, this is my cab. It's got all the usual things that you'd expect and some special surprises too. This is a steering wheel. It goes up and down and every position that you'd want it to go. It's really, really good. Just here, this switch here, that turns all the lights on. And this here is the all-important horn. And I also have a bed in the back. It's really, really comfy.
Because Andy has to do very long drives, his cosy cabin has a comfy bed for him to sleep in at night. There's all sorts of other things in here to make sure Andy's comfortable for his long journeys. There's some curtains and a reading light. Wakey wakey, Andy! It's time to go out on the road, so before the journey, Andy walks around the lorry doing his safety checks. Wow, there's a lot of wheels to check. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Each Stobart lorry is unique and gets given its own name. This lorry is called Demi Nicole.
Right, Gecko, we're good to go. Hop in.
We're off to pick up some waste wood that would normally go straight in the bin. Stobart Energy pick up this wood in their lorries and turn it into electricity to power homes. It's amazing. Andy presses a button to open the roof sheet of the empty trailer. He then jumps back in the cab where it's safe. This very clever vehicle is called a grab, and it's used to load up Andy's trailer. The driver uses the grabber to pick up lots of wood and drop it into the back. To make sure the driver of the grab can see over the top of the trailer, the cab can go up and down. Wow, I've never seen that before. It looks like we're full, so it's time for Andy to put the top back on, hop back in, and take this waste wood back to base. Back at base, Andy opens the back doors. He presses this button to start emptying the trailer. Inside the trailer is an amazing moving floor, which moves the wood backwards. It then tips out of the back. Once out, it's then time for another big vehicle to come along and pick up the wood. This is called a loading shovel, and it loads the wood into this big machine, which chops it into much smaller pieces. These small pieces have now become special wood fuel, which can be burned in a power station. This amazing material has come from wood that would normally have been buried underground as rubbish. The lorry is reloaded with the wood fuel and then driven to the special biomass power station. This power station can power 35,000 homes. Andy carefully reverses into the bay and tips the wood fuel off. The wood fuel travels underground, up a conveyor belt, and is then burned, heating water to produce steam, a bit like a steam train. The steam turns a big turbine or wheel, which creates electricity. Thanks very much to Andy and all the team here at Stobart Energy for teaching us all about this amazing lorry and how it helps to create electricity. I'll see you again soon. Bye! If you love this video, tap here so you're the first to know about my latest videos. Thanks for watching. Bye!